What's up, guys? It's me, Keyshawn Chia, the myth, the legend, the motherfucking god. Uh, and this will be part two of one of the videos I said I will be upgrading to give another part. This will be part two of what if meliodas was in high school DxD. Yes, finally it's here. I know y'all guys been asking me, y'all been begging for me to do this video. Y'all been hopping on my live streams and said, when is part two of Meliodas was in high school DxD? Oh, when is part two? Y'all been really going crazy on my channel with this part two and stuff. So here's part two. I don't know if y'all gonna get a part three. If y'all can get this up to let's say 100 likes or 120 likes, I will do a part three, guaranteed. All right, because y'all guys really sacrifice everything to get that part three. But this is part two. This will be part two of what if Millions was uh high school DSC. This will be talking about details and boobs and stuff. So if you're not 18 or older, please get the fuck out the kitchen because I'm Gordon Ramsay great grandson and I'm here to cook up a storm. But other than that, let's get started. Where we hmm, where pretty much last left off, was pretty much at the part, if I'm correct, if I was correct, pretty much at the part where Meliodas was help protecting the girl from the Dark Angel, and we know it's the little priest girl, which I forgot her name, but pretty much helping out her and protecting her and stuff. But the girl still went with the Dark Angels because, we're gonna say she had no choice. Now, pretty much Meliodas and her friends and his friends pretty much Rhea Griminy and the other squad begins to get up and begins to try to help her out. To help the girl out. Now, if that's pretty much the quick recap, if I remember, let's get this started. Uh Meliodas begins to start running. Well, you could say start running and heading into the church. This is where they encounter with the crazy, you could say, dude, which I forgot his name. But pretty much he begins to talk off all his stuff and say, "Ha, you came here to save that bitch Virgin Mary," which Meliodas says, "That's a little bit unhane," which he pretty much saying, "Oh, like you can talk, you little demon," and start licking his tongue and stuff. This is where uh, the other dude comes in and start attacking the angel dude, which he pulls up the light blade and begins to say, ha, like you're gonna really cut me with that, and start, having that commit fight. This is where Meliodas starts to hit downstairs and stuff, and he begins to see the whole cult worshiping cult that, or you could say the church that begins to start seeing what's happening. This is where the Dark Angel girl begins to does the same thing as she does in the anime and pierce to the angel, pierce to the girl, and begins to take her secret weapon, the healing weapon, which she can't live without, and throws her body to Meliodas. This is where Meliodas says, "What did you do?" Which she pretty much says, "Oh, I pretty much took away her power, so she's not gonna be living that long." This is where Meliodas starts to get, we're gonna say, some changed memories of his girl he likes, Elizabeth, and he begins to start to transform. And as he's transformed, this is where we're gonna say the worshiping guys starts to die. We're gonna say two people from Ray's Garment squad begins to back up because they see Meliodas begins to see his true form. Now he begins to gets up. He begins to look with a blank stare, and the Dark Angel girl said, "What the hell is this form?" Which, before she can even say something, this is where Meliodas rips one of her arms off, which the Dark Angel woman, she begins to start screaming and saying, in pain, and saying, "What the hell, ah," and blood start bleeding out everywhere. Of course, this is not what all Meliodas does. He turns around and kicks her right in the face, sending her flying up in the air. Well, up. And Meliodas begins to run back up top. Now, as he runs up top, this is where he begins to walk all slowly, which the Dark Angel is scared and saying, "What the hell are you?" Which Meliodas charges forward and he pretty much does another slash. Well, before he charges forward, he does a slash and cuts the other arm off the Dark Angel arm, which she begins to start screaming in pain, which she can't heal for some reason. She doesn't know why until she sees her arms is covered up in this darkness, which Meliodas caused the wound to not heal. Now this is where meliodas punch her in the gut, which she coughs up blood, and he pretty much backs up and knees her in the face. We're gonna say 3 times in a row, and this is where he slams her to the ground. Now, as he slammed the Dark Angel to the ground, this is where he started punching her in the poke, just absolutely effing her up. Now, before she can die, this is where Meliodas steps on her throat and says, "Give back her power," which the Dark Angel says she can't, which this is where Rhea's Gravity says she thinks she can help, and pretty much takes the part, which, and pretty much says, all we have to do is just get the body, which, this is where Meliodas steps on the Dark Angel's, the blood, yeah, the Dark Angel's neck and kills her. You could say kill her. Now, this is where Meliodas gets her and pretty much lays her down and says, "Can you do it? Can you bring her back?" Which she begins to say, "Yeah," and brings her back. Brings her back, you could say. Now, as she's waking up, she pretty much sees Meliodas and says, "Meliodas, is that you?" Which, um, of course, Meliodas cries and says, "Yeah," and hugs her and thought that he felt her. Because, Meliodas likes to be a healer. And he also, the girl reminds him of Elizabeth in a young age, you could say. Now, this is where, of course, Meliodas begins to start talking to Reese Grammy on part of it, and Reese Grammy begins to ask what was that transformation, which Meliodas doesn't know what she's talking about because he's confused. Which she just says, "Never mind, we talked about this later." Now we're gonna skip a couple episodes because these are not important. But we're gonna do the episode with the the school thing, with the whole marriage thing. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Now, this is where Melios is with everybody else in the dorm, and they're talking to each other and stuff and all that. This is where Reese Grimley says that she begins to go to Melios' house and begins to hop on top of him, saying that she needs him to defile her body so before she has to get married to someone, which Melios tells her to hold on, and the maid begins to explain everything what's happened when Reese Grimley is going. Now, this is where Melios says, "Huh, I see." And the next day comes in. Now, Melios is pretty much waiting in. This is where the Fire Phoenix guy, which I forgot his name, pretty much appears and begins to talk. Now, as he's talking, he pretty much is explaining that Reese Grimmy is his bride to pretty much to become one with the, you could say, demon kind of, I forgot. Like I said, it's been a while. But pretty much, Melios pretty much challenged him. His class, his group against their group, which, of course, the guy accepts and he begins to say that this is going to be easy. Now, Reese Grimmy asks, why did he do that? Which Melios says, don't worry, they're going to definitely win this, and does a smile and does a little, teeth thing. Yeah, it does a smile, and which Reese Grimmy doesn't know why Melios is smiling, but like I said, when Melios smiles, said they got this, they got this. So, we're going to say next week, this is when the battle started. Now, everything goes the same with the whole fights and stuff, but Meliodas is there instead of the other guy, and pretty much Meliodas pretty much defeat the women without doing no pervy ways. Without doing the pervy ways, you could say. Now, well, you could say he was funneling one of the girls' boobs, but that's pretty much it. Now, this is where the final battle happens, and this is where Meliodas is fighting with the Phoenix dude. Now, the Phoenix dude is pretty much shooting his fireballs in, pretty much shooting at Deku. This is where Reese Grimmins tells Meliodas to watch out until he does the full counter move on the Phoenix guy. But he kind of heard that Reese Grimmins that holy water can really hurt demons, except for Meliodas. It doesn't really hurt him. But he pretty much used holy water on his blade and pretty much full counter it. Now, the Phoenix fire is covered with, you could say, holy fire. So, well, holy water on it. So this, when it hit him back, it begins to start burn him and stuff, and hurting his body and stuff, and he begins to hit down to the ground and stuff. This is where Meliodas begins to ask him if he gives up, which this is where the Phoenix guy says shut up, and he does this time a huge one to try to really take out Meliodas, which Reese Grammy is pretty much telling Raiden, I think that's his name, Raiden, to stop. Which this is where Meliodas does one more full counter, but this time much stronger. With 3 clones, he formed 3 clones to form a bigger full counter, which it hits the other guy and they pretty much win. Now, after they pretty much win, Reese Grammy pretty much runs and hugs Meliodas, pretty much taking him with boobs, which Meliodas is pretty much saying, oh, anytime Reese Grammy begins to grope her, which she begins to moan and stuff, which Meliodas begins to make that face. Now, this is part 2 of What If Meliodas Was a High School DxD. And I know, guys, it's pretty short. A 10-minute video. This is the most shortest thing. Well, it's not really short, but it's a 10-minute. It's pretty short. I'm sorry, guys, but like I said, I gotta get videos done. But I'm Keishan Chiga. Thanks for watching. Please hit this like button. Get to 120 likes, and I will make a part 3, and it will be long. Okay. But I'm Keishan Chia. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.